Putin's intention to pursue the war against Ukraine will lead to an even bigger demographic crisis, analysts believe. The Kremlin's attempts to correct the demographic situation in the country by increasing childbirth benefits in such a situation are doomed to failure.
Russian regional authorities will likely continue to expand maternity capital payments as part of a Kremlin directive to address long-term demographic issues. The Russian government may struggle to provide large maternity capital payments over time as the Russian economy is continually strained by its war in Ukraine, international sanctions and rising labor shortages, however, from the ISW report.
The Central Bank of Russia will not lower the interest rate, which was raised to 21% in October. According to officials, the current labor shortage will result in cheap loans, not providing additional resources for producers, but rather increasing competition and raising prices. For instance, in Rostov-on-Don, the shortage of public transport drivers is 51%. Some were sent to the war against Ukraine, while others moved to work in taxis. Even raising salaries doesn't help close the staffing gap. However, local authorities blame not the regime, but the citizens for the problems.
People who are in line take the seats, and if they see that there are 10 more buses they need behind them, they think, why should I stand? It's better to wait for another one and sit down. Dmitry Simkov, deputy head of the Rostov-on-Don administration for transport and road management, from a publication in the Telegram channel of the Moscow Times.
Lower birth rates, large-scale losses in the war against Ukraine, mobilization and mass immigration have become the main reasons for the critical shortage of manpower in Russia and is most acute in light industry and machine building.
We are currently experiencing the perfect storm. It means that 3 negative factors have coincided at one point in time, and as a result we are facing a labor shortage. In fact, it was predicted 25 years ago. We all knew that the birth rate was quite low, and experts understood that in 25 years we would face the suffering deficit we are now experiencing. The second factor is that 10 years ago the number of graduates in skilled trades began to decrease. And the third factor is, due to recent events, the increase in government defense orders.
Russia is facing a shortage of qualified doctors, teachers and IT specialists. One of the largest Russian marketplaces is now looking for software developers in India. The shortage of skilled workers in the IT sector is between 500,000 and 700,000 people, according to Russia's Minister of Digital Development, Maksud Shadayev.
In the first half of 2024, compared to the same period in 2023, the number of job vacancies for IT professionals in Russian companies increased by 68% to 764, and the number of invitations grew by 62% to 862. Due to the shortage of personnel, Russian companies started actively seeking IT specialists in Africa. For example, in Zimbabwe, the number of vacancies for them increased by 17.6 times, in Cameroon by 11 times, in Kenya by 10 times and in Algeria by 7.6 times, from Ukrainian Pravda publication.
The labor shortage in Russia reached a record high in 2023. In 2024, the figure grew even higher, from 30 to 46%. According to Rosexpert analysis, the problem with manpower will persist not only in 2025, but also in 2026. Reported by Pavlo Shtelmach, Yulia Granovska, UATV News.